Although, I guess you still probably have a panel. Like, I'm sure that what Chuck's gonna have a panel, and his will be more boring than mine. So you can tell him I said that. The Cheetos didn't come off your body still. You guys look like you had a three-way with a Smurf and a bag of Cheetos. Like a Smurf and like inside a Dorito bag.
It's the portal goop. Whatever it's called.
So you guys had a good night. Such a good night that you had to hire a flag bearer to follow you around. Okay, yeah, I'm Chris Sabat. I do voices on the animes, and I wish I could. Do you guys have the program with you? Because I spent a really long time, like upwards of 30 seconds, writing the name of this panel, and I want to make sure that we follow the rules exactly.
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Let's see. Yeah, my con agent was like, you need a panel name and a description. I go, okay. Here you go. Let's see. It may not. Did anyone find it? Yes, it's Christopher Sabat's Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Supreme DBZ Super Panel. And I wonder if the description of that panel is on here. It's not. They probably were wise not to put it in there. Okay. All right. Sorry, that was yours. I should respect it. Sorry. He only has one copy. They said they'd give him another copy if they gave him his Alienware. He's got a sweet computer. All right. Let's see. This conversation today is only going to be about Dragon Ball Z and Super Saiyans and whatever else we want to talk about. Actually, it doesn't really matter. I just had to come up with a name for the panel, and I'm not really that creative. So Dragon Ball Z is all I know how to talk about. But we can talk about anything. So let's discuss the story of Dragon Ball Z. Have any of you seen Dragon Ball Z? Okay, have any of you not seen Dragon Ball Z? Awesome. Okay. What do you think Dragon Ball Z is about? It's about what? Monkeys, exactly.
I think that Dragon Ball Z is the story about a teenage boy who wakes up one day and discovers that he is going through advanced puberty, and all of a sudden he has ginormous balls coming out of his bedroom.
Okay. Someone gave you a really weird copy of the manga. And if it's the one that involves like Gohan and his father kind of naked and stuff like that, that's not the right. You read the wrong one. In fact, Dragon Ball Z is a show about an alien that comes to Earth, and because of a head injury, he becomes disabled and is no longer to perform his duties. So essentially Dragon Ball Z is just about a mentally disabled man who has an insatiable appetite for food and also to fight people. He will fight people whether it's necessary or not, and the only reason he protects his friends is because he needs somewhere to live, I guess, and he will put them in grave mortal danger by asking somebody to fight him that is he could easily beat at that moment, but giving them an opportunity to power up to incredible levels and even like destroy large portions of the population. And it always makes me wonder, like all the times they've actually brought people, like people were dead at the tournament, and then they come back to life or something like that. They wish it back with the Dragon Balls. They never actually make a wish to say, oh, and make everybody think that none of that happened, because there had to have been somebody who didn't die at the tournament who like went home and was like, dude, everyone died at the tournament. I was there, like everyone blew up, and then like a day later, everyone's back again. And then they're all like, no, we were all dead. No, come on, you're all right here. There's no way you could have died. Like and I've always wanted to see a spin-off series of Dragon Ball of Gohan when he gets older, just constantly wishing Videl back to life, because Videl like Videl gets some sort of illness or something, and she just keeps dying over and over again, and he keeps wishing her back, because Gohan's never had to accept the reality that people can actually die, because he's had the Dragon Balls to wish people back over and over again. So that's going to be my my dark short story, kind of Academy Award winning short, of just Gohan sitting around trying to wish Videl back to life again and again. Directed by Michael Bay. That's a great idea. I feel like I need to sit closer. This is really weird. You guys are really far back. I don't know why they pushed you guys so far back. Oh, a concert last night? Was it Big Bang? Was Big Bang playing? I think that's a Japanese band. I saw something in the Japanese music area. And you always know when you're passing the Japanese music booth, because it's always like totally sounds like the same song. It's like Hodiwa Cheribe Hasemari. Sorry, I don't speak Japanese. I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
Japanese person in here that actually understood some of what you just said.
Okay, good. There was a Japanese. What Japanese person would come to an anime convention? Come on. They're all smart enough to go home and just watch their own shows. We have to come here and try and get meaning out of it. All right, so do you guys have any questions? Because I apparently don't have a focus today. Okay, no questions. This is going to be a really long panel. It can really be questions about really anything, because I have all the answers. Yes?
What roles have you done?
What roles have I done? Let us start from the beginning. In 1999, I was recording commercials for this small radio station, and I was also working at a company selling kind of out of warranty parts for laptop computers that for HP laptops and printers that had been out of their warranty period. And I got a call from a friend of mine that said, "Hey, I work for this little company where there's like 4 people there, and my job is to like take the naughty parts out of this Japanese show and turn it into a more appropriate show to put on television." I go, "I want to see everything you took out." And she goes, "Not that interesting. I just get rid of panties that are falling from the sky, and I turn beer from like a beer color to purple to grape juice." And she said, we're trying to do this show called Dragon Ball Z, and it's a little Japanese cartoon. I'm like, I've never heard of it. She said, "Why don't you come and audition for it?" So I come and audition. I didn't actually know really what the show was when they first come to think of it. She didn't really tell me. She was a Japanese cartoon. So I come in, I audition for it, and the first anime role I ever got was Yamcha in a direct-to-DVD movie called, DVDs hardly existed back then. Direct-to-video cassette version of this thing called Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle. It was just an old Dragon Ball movie, and it's probably terrible. One of these days I just need to watch that movie on a panel and just groan at whatever I did in that movie, because I'm sure it's terrible. Because at the time, I didn't really know what I was doing, and neither did they. This little company was called Funimation Productions. It wasn't even Funimation Entertainment, it was just Funimation Productions. It's this little tiny company that had a few people at it, and the recording system was basically whatever you could probably find in your hotel room wired together. Like there's like a toaster wired into a microwave, into a cassette recorder, into something that was somehow making this thing go to record these episodes. So we recorded, and about a month later they said, "Hey, you didn't suck too badly. Would you be interested in coming and helping us cast and direct this show called Dragon Balls?" I was like, "Sure, whatever." I was an expert at anime at that point, because I'd already seen Akira and Ghost in the Shell and Fist of the North Star. Basically every Japanese animated film that had ever been made before Dragon Ball. Because that's all they had at Blockbuster Video. And they may have had others, except they're probably behind like a wall, like I wasn't allowed to get to. It was like Tentacle Princess 5 or whatever. Actually, there might have been others, but I had such a huge late fee at Blockbuster that I was scared to go back there. So I didn't. There may have been other movies there. I don't know. So I accepted this job, and they offered me like a sweet $20,000 a year to work there. And I was like, sure, okay. I'm living in a house with 5 other people. That seems like a decent deal to me. I could pay my rent and drink as much as I could possibly drink once a week. So I did that, and then we started the process of trying to find all the actors for Dragon Ball. And that was, we had another problem. Funimation had no money because Dragon Ball Z wasn't that popular yet. So when they went to the talent agencies, the people you would normally go to get actors, they all said, how much do you guys have? And they told them how much they had, and they said, ha 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 ha, nope, we're not going to send any actors to you, because they didn't understand the concept because there'd never been anything dubbed in Dallas before. It wasn't really a dubbing industry, so they didn't understand that even though the hourly rate was smaller, you work for a really long time. It takes like 10, 12 hours if you're the main character to finish like one episode sometimes. So they would get a lot of money, it just would take a week. So anyway, they said no, and so I had to go to all of these universities and colleges and theater departments, and I put ads in the paper and sent out flyers. It was like, voice actors needed for national cartoon. I kind of lied. But we had this giant cattle call that we got like maybe 1,500 people that came in. And out of those 1,500 people, we got everything from like the 11 people that we found to the worst people I've ever seen in my entire life. Some of the funniest auditions you've ever heard before, because these are people who've never even auditioned before. My favorite being this one guy. He came in and he said, I was like, all right, he came in late actually. The auditions were over that day, and then this kid came up. He's like, hey, can I still audition? And they're like, no, auditions are closed today. And I took one look at him. I'm like, actually, hold on. Yes. So he comes in and he's standing there like this, and I go, all right, who are you gonna read first? I'm gonna read Chaoza. I was like, that's Chaozu. Okay, Chaoza. Jen, what's going on? What are you doing? I'm like, whoa, hold on. Firstly, I think you're trying to do a Japanese accent, and you're sounding kind of Hispanic anyway, so let's just not even do that. Try it one more time. Oh, all right. Joseph, Jen. And he's laughing. He's totally high. He's completely high. He's so baked. Like his friends had probably just dared him to go in. So I made him go through all of the auditions. I made him do Bulma. I made him do Chi-Chi. I made him. If I had the recording of that, it would be priceless. And there was one other dude that I loved too that came in, and he was the only guy that came dressed in like a full 3-piece suit to his audition. It was like full on dressed up, had a briefcase and everything. And he goes, and I apologize for the accent too, but he comes like, I go, okay, who are you doing? He goes, yeah, I'm reading for Bulma. I go, never mind. Bulma is a headstrong technical genius, and she is I'm like, actually, that's the description of the character. So you just read the lines that are below that. All that description, that's just for you to kind of get into the character. All right. Bulma, headstrong technical genius. She is like, actually, that part that you're reading there, you don't have to read. Just read the lines that are below there. I can do anything, man. I can do girls' voice, I can do boys' voices. Check this out. Here's my boy's voice. Hey, here's my boy's voice. Hey, check this out. Have you heard my old man voice? Hey, I'm an old man. I'm like, okay. Like, sold. I imagine there was that other kid in the background going like, Chelsea. Anyway, so throughout that process,